Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video we're going to take a look at Shadow MAROWAK in the Open Great League, and we're going to have a team here that got Katanari up to 3,500 MMR in the current Great League meta, which is quite mad, quite high. I've never been there, but yeah, that's going to be a very interesting team here. We're going to have a team here with the MAROWAK as a lead, the say-swap of the Drapion, and we're going to have the Lapras in the back. That's kind of on how at least I would play it. Let's see on how this team is going to work, and it worked out really, really well for me. Spoiler alert, again, like actually all the teams that I played recently and are still coming up, they all work out quite well for me. I have been climbing basically constantly with my last few teams, so all of the teams that I'm running recently, feel free to copy, like literally feel free to copy. They're all good, they're all great, they all work out super well for me. So yeah, definitely good team here as well. Again, more of a standard meta line in terms of like the Pokemon that we use here. Even though like MAROWAK is definitely a Pokemon that the higher up you get into the Elo range, the more MAROWAKs you're going to see. One of those Pokemon that are quite more common higher up in Elo. But let's see how this is going to go here with the Stunfisk. We're going to have Discharge coming through. We're going to be able to go for the Sparkling Aria here. This is going to allow us to get the KO. We're going to have the swap out now from Drapion into the Jumpluff, which you're going to be able to deal with. Acrobatics not going to knock us out. We can hopefully knock them out with a move, but I go for the bait here because I kind of need to get rid of their final shield, which works out beautifully. We still have energy on our MAROWAK, and so it looks like a very solid game here, as our Rock Slide is going to be easily enough. And we need 2 more fast moves to get to that Rock Slide to KO the opponent here, and we can move on to the next opponent. So, the next opponent, we're going to have Clodsire in the lead. That's going to be a very favorable lead for us. They swap out straight away into the Moltres, where we're going to have our Drapion in order to counter them. It is not the best matchup, but it's definitely a matchup that, especially in the 2-shield scenario, we're going to be able to have a bit of a better time. The reason for this is they are kind of forced to go for Brave Bird in order to really knock us out here. And the other thing is that we are going to be able to just outspeed them, like we're just generating energy faster. And also we do neutral fast move pressure, but they do resisted fast move pressure, which means we are going to always kind of able to win this in the 2 shields. We will see here though the opponent going into their Clodsire, and I swap out because I kind of want to keep my other Pokemon here, my Drapion, alive, as I have 2 good answers against the Clodsire anyway. And yeah, they're gonna let the move go through, so whatever they have in the back is going to be the Pokemon that needs to beat 3 Pokemon here. So let's see if it's going to be possible for them, maybe. Interestingly enough, hopefully better for me to just play it out, because of course I didn't really expect that they would have a Gastrodon here. But we will see that they go for a charge move, we can let the move go. They are still a bit lower than our MAROWAK in terms of health. We have some energy on our MAROWAK already as well. We can go for the Bone Club, which is going to be great. This is going to allow us to even do a ton of damage already. And at this point I just want to try to catch a move, and this works out super well. Very likely going to be the Body Slam, which you're going to be able to survive as well. And with that we can even reach another Awkward here, which they are going to be forced to shield. They are in range for 1 more Mud Slap, and if I get the Mud Slap through, I will have also a Bone Club ready for the Pokemon that's still in the back. And so we can use the shield here. Could be an Earth Power, it's going to be Body Slam. Earth Power would have been mostly better for them, but it doesn't really matter, as they're going to be able to win the battle here against the Clodsire, and we can move on to the next opponent. Like, we're up against really, really good opponents here as well. Like the last one just there won regionals before. Like, we have the best opponents up against us here right now. We're going to have also Claydol. Claydol is an interesting matchup. This is actually something where, as a Claydol user, you want to shield, and you want to go for the bait with a Rock Tomb in order to survive the fast moves afterwards, because now, actually, maybe we've been able to go for the full farm down. To be fair, I didn't perfectly count all the fast moves from the opponent, but we are going to be able to knock them out here. In comes Credilli. That's going to be a very tough one for this team, kinda. We're going to swap out into our Drapion. I don't really want to get farmed down yet. I can go for the Awkward Tail Spam, because as long as we're gonna get that low, we got kind of fine. Like, we kind of good here. If we're gonna get another Awkward Tail off, we're gonna be able to knock them out there even. So like, I'm okay with the situation we're in. We should be able to just get another Awkward Tail off, and with that, Credilli should kind of go down. They still survive with 1 HP. They're gonna swap out with that, and they're going to have the worst possible Pokemon in the bag. The Morpeko, that's great for them, but not for me. We need to kind of keep our MAROWAK here alive. We need to kind of get rid of the final shield as well. But we have to see on how this is going to go. We can... we try to go for an extra fast move there to get more fast move pressure in. I guess my play here now is to try to farm them down. But it's going to be a tough one. I have to go to the Drapion. Anything else doesn't make sense. And I go for the fast moves instead of the charge move because, yeah, I need the fast move pressure in. As you see, Psychic Fangs is going to knock us out, but can Lapras still win the battle? That is going to be the question. They barely get to their move with a 1 HP left. It is going to be the Dark-type version of the Oriole. It does a ton of damage and we can still survive. Can we actually still win the battle here? They still have 1 HP Credilli. I don't like Credilli. Good game there though. Well played. Very close one though. I like that one. Azumarill, how do you play against this Pokemon? We kind of want to swap out of here. I could, by the way, see that they're running Skullbish on the Lapras, which makes them way stronger against Azumarill. That's something that I would also most likely recommend you. I wouldn't really recommend Ice Beam on our Lapras. Yeah, I think a Skullbish makes more sense. Just full stop. I just have the Legacy version of Lapras. I'm either going to build a new Lapras, or I'm always going to stick with Ice Beam. I'm not going to get rid of a Legacy move just for the off chance that we're going to be in a position where we really need that. But I have to say, I would have mostly won 2 or 3 more battles if I would have been able to have the move Skullbish. Definitely. I do think Skullbish is better. Here, as Azumarill comes back in, we're going to be able to swap out, try to catch a move. I tried to catch an Ice Beam, didn't work out. But again, here, for example, if we had Skullbish, we would have been able to go for quite a more harder hitting move than the Sparkling Area. It would have not knocked them out, but it would have put them down into the deep red health with a Skullbish. Now we have to go for 2 Sparkling Areas and hope that we kind of get them into a position where we can knock them out with it. But let's see how this is gonna go. Sparkling Area comes through, does basically no damage. We can go for another one here. And Lapras still gets them kind of low though, that's kind of fine. They're gonna go into their Drapion. I think we're gonna be good because they still have 3 Pokemon left. They still have to get rid of all our Pokemon here. I will be able to get rid of the Drapion with a 1 more Bone Club. So goodbye there. We overfarm by a bit as well, which is even better for us. And with this, we are going to be able to get maybe even to a charge move against the Azumarill here. And that means the Azumarill is gone. And we have 3 worse 1 now. All our Pokemon are low, but the opponent's Pokemon is the Primeape. And the Primeape has an issue. It has to go for charge moves. And it doesn't get the energy for that. And so we're going to be able to knock them out with the fast move of a Lapras. An amazing lead here for us, but our entire team is actually good against this Pokemon. Against Ferret, not so much. Ferret is okay for us, we're gonna be able to get some damage in here already, which is cool. But yeah, we put them basically into Awkward Tail range. Isn't that great? I think I win CMP-tie though against them, which is cool. And so we will be able to just go ahead and, yeah, just go for a charge move, I want to say, but we're actually deciding to overfarm by quite a bit. And I'm not too sure if an Awkward Tail is going to be enough for the Typhlosion. I go for the Crunch though here, just because I thought maybe that is better. I'm not too sure where that really matters. Awkward Tail mostly does a bit more damage, but I highly doubt that's gonna matter here today. But we're gonna have the Corviknight coming in. That is great. We're gonna see here that we're gonna be able to go for the shield. Ironhead is coming through. That is perfect. We can go for the Sparkling Aria. And with that, we're gonna be able to get the shield from the opponent here straight away. And this is going to be our best matchup. We need to hit some Sparkling Arias against the opponent's Corviknight in order to have a chance of winning this battle. So that's why you're going to see me here as well, using my shields on this Pokemon. I guess this I could let go, because I know they still survive an Ironhead here easily. So yeah, we're gonna do that. They're gonna still stay in here. I have the Sparkling Area. And with this landing, I should be kind of winning this battle already just with a MAROWAK. I don't actually think I need my Lapras anymore. So I can just let this move go. I can go for a Rock Slide against this thing, and I can go for the full farm now against the Typhlosion. So I think we're grand here. They're gonna go for a charge move. I'm gonna use a shield. I'm fairly certain I can knock out the opponent's Typhlosion here. They catch the move, they catch a Bone Club though, and with that I'm gonna be able to still get to another Rock Slide here in time, or even the Bone Club is going to be enough as well at this point. So yeah, MAROWAK is going to be able to slap them through, and we're going to be able to move on to the next opponent. Jumpluff is a bad lead, but we gotta swap out here into our Lapras, and what we can do is we can basically bait out a Pokemon that we wouldn't want to face anyway with our backline. And the opponent's Magnezone has now to go up against the Lapras, where we can go for more Sparkling Areas. As he used one shield already, they decide to go for another shield, and that completely makes that such a worse matchup for themselves, because yeah, they are gonna be in a position now where they go up against the ground type, and this thing cannot do anything against ground types, especially as they already revealed that they have Mirror Shot and not Flash Cannon. They have no play against us at all. We get some energy here, which is lovely. And yeah, goodbye there. We're gonna have Greninja in the back, and that looks like a win to me. I don't see the way of them winning this battle anymore. We have the Crunch coming through. Yeah, everything is resisted here. But like, this game is all over. Like, it's literally over. We're gonna be able here to, yeah, they just decide to forfeit basically with that. They decide to quit and just, I think they closed the app. That's kind of how this is kind of looking like. I think that's how it happens when they close the app. But yeah, we can move on to the next opponent because that was quite an easy victory. Next up, MAROWAK against MAROWAK. We have to stay in here. I have an attack invested MAROWAK, which only I have because that was the only MAROWAK I had at the time. I still didn't actually get a good one from Cliff. I did quite a few of them, but I never got a good MAROWAK again. But still, the IV spread that I have here is totally fine. Like, it's not going to be impacting us too much. As we will see here, we're going to have another Bone Club coming through. Oh, against the opponent's Lapras though, where we're going to have a nice resist with our Drapion, which is great. We're also going to be able to outspeed them, so there's no way of them going to be able to knock us out. We're going to have the defense stop on them as well. And with that, I could even decide to go for the full farm down if I really wanted to. I would need to invest a shield though, which I'm not going to do. I'm going to go ahead and go for the awkward heal, knock them out, and have some energy for the next opponent's Pokemon, which is going to be... Oh, I think they swapped out into the MAROWAK and now swapped out into the Dugong. Very smart move, but I hope that we are going to be able to get the shield. I hope we're going to be able to win with the Lapras. Like, we need to get some energy already for the Lapras for the next matchup afterwards. And we can have to take basically the Drill Runs here. Drill Run is going to be what's coming through. I might need to catch a move because I'm not going to do a ton of damage with the moves that I have. Again, if I had Skull Bash, I would have been in a way better spot here because I would have just been able to one-shot the opponent's Dugong. I don't have Skull Bash. I have Sparkling Aria. And what I have to do is... I have to kind of go ahead and go for the no shield because I know that there's still the MAROWAK in the back, and I know that I have to get up to 2 charge moves in order to guarantee that I win this battle, and I do exactly this, and with that we are going to be fine. We should be able to win this battle here quite easily, as we will see here the next charge move coming through. This knocks out the opponent, and we can move on to the next one. Next up, we're going to have here the Ferret. Ferret is cool. Ferret is going to be a Pokemon that I don't like though. I don't like to play against it. We see the Claydol coming in. We can go for the Awkward Tail spam, which will allow us to get 2 charge moves off unless they decide to go for the charge move here, which they do, which is, in my opinion, kind of fine, as we can still go into our Lapras, which does super effective damage against them. So I'm not too sad about it. But of course, the damage would have been cool there. I tried, of course, have the perfect fast move alignment there to get up to a crunch, but yeah, it would have been really nice though. But what we can do now is we can swap out, we can farm them down with the MAROWAK. And they have the Ferret only, which is going to be something that we can absolutely deal with, as we will be able to go for the shield. And this is going to be an interesting one there. We're going to be able to use another shield there as well. This is going to be a Swift again, but we're hopefully going to be able to knock them out here with our fast move plus the Bone Club. Doing so much pressure, like that's a benefit of MAROWAK. MAROWAK is just so great at doing so much damage with their fast move and having those cheap charge moves that are also stab and recently getting buffed. It's just such a good Pokemon. In the back, we're going to have Toxapex. They're going to try to catch the move. That's great for them. We're going to have now 2 moves stored. And I'm just going to go for 1 move here and then swap out, because this is the best kind of play I can make. I know I wouldn't see Pita. I know I have another move stored. But I also know that if I go for another charge move, I give them a free fast move with that. And that is something that I just didn't really want to give them. And so we're going to be able to here win the battle, even just with a Lapras. Good game to the opponent. Next one, we're going to have Claydol. We're going to have also, yeah, a great lead for us, but we're going to be able to get some damage in here first. And we are staying in, because we don't really have the best answer to Claydol on this team. We have something that's weak to rock, and we have something that's weak to ground in the back. And so, yeah, it's our best interest to stay in here. I find kind of mad that Claydol now is actually meta. Like, it took so long, basically, for Niantic to buff this Pokemon up to being actually usable. And I like the way that Claydol is meta, because it's not like having something spammy or whatever. It's the bulk. It is basically also, of course, the move Rock Tomb that really got it up there. Mud Slap, having good fast move pressure with it. It's just very, very nice to see on how well designed Claydol is in terms of what it can do. And then you have so much coverage options as well, which is kind of funny. Anyway, as you guys see here, we're going to have the Awkward Tail coming through. This is going to allow us to get the shield from the opponent's Drapion. We can still snipe them here quite easily with another charge move. And this is perfect, is we can shield, get more damage in against them. And yeah, they're going to knock us out, but I think we're hopefully going to be fine here. It's going to be a close battle. We have Lapras still. I think I want to try to farm them all the way down with Lapras, but I'm not too sure if this is going to work out. But what I might be able to do is I might be able to go ahead and go for the swap. I can perfectly onto our Drapion, allowing us to get the KO. And we're going to have the Azumarill now against us, where I'm not too sure if this is going to work. But yeah, again, if we had the move that we needed to have, if we have the move, if we had the move Scalbash here, we would have been definitely fine. But as you see, we're gonna mostly still be able to survive a move. I'm not too sure. Can Lapras hang on here? Again, Scalbash would win you the battle immediately. Like this, we are gonna lose with just a few HP. Yeah, please run Scalbash on Lapras. It is important for this team. I didn't know that, but it is what it is. So we're going to be able to here go ahead, take the Aqua Jet from the opponent's Galissapod. That's going to be a very neutral matchup for us. We're going to see here as well that the opponent is going to shield up the Crunch, which is fine. And we should be able to realign ourselves here. That's usually a good matchup for ourselves. So yeah, let's see on how this is going to go. We're going to have here another Crunch coming through. This should knock them out if they're going to let the move go, which they do this time around. And sort of realignment, which is kind of nice. We have the Drapion, which we can align our ground type against. And so we are going to be in a very, very solid spot here, as they're going to go ahead and go into the Jellicent. That's not ideal, but we're going to still have at least okay alignment here. We can just keep our shield for our ground type to do a lot of Mud Slap damage later on, and that is the way to go. That is going to be the best way that we can play this one out. And as you see here, Shadow Ball is coming through. This is going to be not ideal, but we can go for the Sparkling Area against the opponent. This is going to do a lot of damage against them still, putting them into kind of the range where we want to have them in order to farm them down. Shadow Ball's coming through. What am I going to do next? I'm going to go ahead and go into my Marowak. I cannot the move go. Like an Aqua Tail is not going to be enough to knock us out at all. And so we will see here that we have to still use a shield though. That's not ideal. We're gonna have the swap out now, trying to get some energy for the matchup against the Jellicent, which works out beautifully. And we know that we win the CMP tie, and with that we are going to be able to win this battle here as well at the end. It was an insane team. Like, this was a really nice team. Again, you would most likely win a few more battles if you're going to be able to have Scalbash on your Lapras, but this is gonna be it for now. Hopefully I see you then. Bye bye.